evening, ladies as well as gentlemen. Papa Boris here, kicking off a new arena series. The video I posted right before this one explains how the series will be different compared to what it used to be. And I'm also resetting my stats sheet, starting totally fresh. Gonna do one video a day for the Naxxramas arenas, or for the Hearthstone arenas, now that the Naxxramas expansion has been fully released. Now, I will say that for these arenas, I am typically going to go by whatever daily quest it is that I have. So here I have one for Paladin or Priest, so I'm going to prioritize the quests if I can, because I don't have much time these days for the playing of ranked, and I figure it's all going to balance out in the end. I will, of course, keep an eye on things, so if one class by a statistical anomaly ends up getting not picked very much, I'll go ahead and go to pick it. But since this is the first run, we'll just grab the Paladin and try to finish that daily quest. Okay, so our first pick includes a Naxxramas rare, the Death Lord. Now, this is a very interesting card, if you haven't seen it before. So, it's a 2/8 with taunt for 3, which is pretty spectacular, but of course when it dies, your opponent gets to put a free minion out. And there are some ways it can die, notably Shadow Word Pain will kill it. Things like Hex and Polymorph will change it so the Death Rattle won't be in effect. I actually think this might be just a really amazing card in Arena. Sure, you could get unlucky and your opponent might end up with like a really great minion out, but I don't know. Chances are, as long as it kills at least 2 cards, or costs your opponent 2 cards, them getting a free random minion, still you end up breaking even, and it could end up being much more than that. I think I'll go for it. Let's try it out. Here we have some classics. We'll go for the Ascension Shield Master for some taunt and a really great 4-drop. Now, the Fang Creeper certainly is not a bad card, but I think I'd prefer here, since I've already got 2 taunts, to grab a Harvest Golem, if I can. And we also have the new Paladin secret, Avenge. So this is an interesting one. When one of the minions dies, a random other minion gets +3/+2. So the thing you have to watch for with this secret is that if you only have a single minion out, secret's not really playable. So it's not a good secret to play on turn 1, because if whatever first minion you play gets killed, then the secret is wasted. So I'm just going to grab the solid Harvest Golem and leave it at that. Alright, do I take another Golem or Noble Sacrifice? I think the Golem is just really good. That was good talking, Boris. Really good. And here, the Stone Skin Gargoyle is a new card. I actually don't think this card is very good at all in the slightest. So we'll take a Spiteful Smith, because that could be useful, and a 4/6 for 5 is still pretty good. Man, this is the day of the Harvest Golems. I don't want these junky 1-drops though, so I will take a 3rd one. Okay, Consecration, of course, is a very important card for Paladins. It's the only master removal you've got. And we have Junk, more or less Junk, and a Stormwind Champion. We'll take the Stormwind Champion, though I'm not a fan of the card as it does cost 7 mana. These are all very solid cards. I'll take a True Silver Champion, though, for removal, which I'm currently lacking. And a Peacekeeper was, and I believe still remains, a nearly unpassable card for Paladins. Now, I need some 2-drops, so the Raptor comes at a good time. There was a Dread Corsair there, which, you know, you could go for the combo with True Silver Champion, making Dread Corsair free. I hope I see another Dread Corsair at some point, but I need some 2-drops, because I currently have none. Now, this is an interesting choice. Some people say don't take Novice Engineer when you're a Paladin, because it's the same as your hero ability, except it cycles. But, I mean, it is better than your hero ability. It gives you a 1/1 and draws you a card, so it's just unquestionably better, and it's worth having in the deck, I think. The other thing I'm considering is a Blessing of Might, because this is removal of a sort, and I don't really have much removal at the time. Electric Zill's telling me to go play Orcs Must Die. I hate that game. I'm sorry, Electric Zill. It's just not a good game. For me personally, I don't question that other people like it. Anyway, so do you take the kind of questionable removal, or just the solid 2-drop that cycles the deck? I'll take the Novice Engineer. I don't have any other card draw here, so I'll go for it. Alright, well, this is just junk except for the Tiger, so while I'm not that thrilled about taking a Tiger, I will take it. We have a new Naxxramas card here, Dancing Swords. It's a 4/4 for 3, Death Rattle, your opponent draws a card. So this is sort of similar to the Death Lord in that as long as it costs your opponent 2 cards to kill, it's fine. You don't end up going down. And there are a number of ways the opponent could kill it efficiently, so like Shadow Bolt, Soulfire, maybe a Spell Damage, Lightning Bolt. These are all ways that Dancing Swords could die. Anyway, I don't need more 3-drops, good as that one is. We'll take a Bloodsail Raider to get another 2-drop, and that one can be good later in the game as well if I happen to get it with True Silver Champion. Okay, we'll take the best 2-drop in the game, the Imani Berserker. And the Argent Protector is very important. Although the Raging Worgen's solid, I'll take the Protector here. So, okay, just like that, all of a sudden, I got my 2-drops taken care of. Do I want another Imani Berserker to push for a more aggressive deck, or take this Light's Justice? I'll take the Berserker. So now we have a very strong game that just turned all the way around. Don't need spell damage, so we'll take Blessing of Might now that it makes sense to do so. And here I think it would be too many 2-drops to grab one of these. What have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think we're fine on that, so I'll take an endgame card, the Frost Elemental there. Now, the Azure Drake for some more card draw certainly seems like a nice addition to this deck. And here, that kind of sucks. We got Junk, and then Ooze, so I gotta take the Ooze. Hammer of Wrath, of course, is phenomenal, so I'll take one of those. And here's a new card, again. I'm seeing a lot of variety of the new cards. This is a Haunted Creeper. It's actually a very strong card, I think. Humility could work, but I'll take the Creeper, even though I don't really need more 2-drops. I think the Humility there would have been a little weak. Okay, I'll take a Loot Hoarder, although I don't really want any more 2-drops. It seems like all this draft wants to give me is 2-drops, and at least the Loot Hoarder will replace itself. Hammer of Wrath number 2 is very good. Mad Scientist is a new card. I don't want 2-drops. I don't really play with secrets, though, so I don't really want it. So we'll take another Scarlet Crusader here. Now, I could go for a 1-drop to have some of those in the deck. That is nice. Or I could go for the Warlord to have another big card here. I mean, I've got a decent... Five cards at 5 mana or more, all of them with relatively large bodies, so I don't particularly need this Warlord. I am actually going to take the Infiltrator to have a chance of getting some 1-drops. Light's Justice for some more removal. Archer Protector, because Redemption is still garbage. And, okay. Don't think I have too much synergy with the Gadgetzan Auctioneer, so I'll take a Violet Teacher, so that my spells give me 1/1s instead of cards, but she's a 3/5 for 4, which is much better in my opinion than the Gadgetzan Auctioneer's base stats, which are 4/4 for 5. Okay, so a little bit of a strange Paladin draft. Usually with Paladins, you end up spiking at the 4 mana level. Here I have a spike at 2 mana. Now, a spike at 2 mana is not nearly as bad as a spike at 3. That's just the worst, I think. So I could get off to some fast starts and win games just on that alone. So I don't know. It might work. Although if I lose in this arena and do badly, it will likely be because I just end up in the mid game having a handful of 2-drops and I'm not able to put enough pressure onto the board. Also, I haven't played arena in a while, so I might be rusty. That's another reason why things might go bad. Okay, well, all the 5-drops come in the opening hand. That's a little bit scary to look at, but it does mean that these are mulliganing away. So I might, you know, have a higher probability of getting cards I can actually play. I do have lots of 2-drops in the game, and my opening hand is absolute garbage. So I didn't get any of my playable 2-drops except for the Protector, who you don't obviously play on turn 2. So I'm going to be playing a Recruit on turn 2, unless I get a lucky top deck. And that's not super great against a mage. You can just kill it with her hero ability or with any creature that she plays. So luckily there's no incoming Mana Worm. Let's see if she has anything better to do than just to kill off this Recruit. If she does kill the Recruit off, given that she had no turn 1 play, I might end up in good shape. I could be okay because she had a pretty slow start. A Haunted Creeper arrives a turn late, of course. This would have been very nice to play on turn 2. But alright, we're doing okay here, I guess. Unless she has some really strong 4-drops coming up, I probably am going to be alright here. Imp Master Funk. So the Peacekeeper is useless here, unfortunately. The Drake is a turn early. Even with Light's Justice, I can't kill the Imp Master. So what I'm going to do is a little bit of an unorthodox move. We'll play Blessing of Might on the Golem. Kill the Imp Master. Play Light's Justice to kill off the Imp. And I'm going to put Divine Shield on my Golem. So I've got this Divine Shield 5/2. So my thinking here is if she has a Polymorph, she'll want to use it now. That'll be her entire turn. I'll have a Sheep and a 2/2. I can play an Azure Drake, add a 4/4 to the board, and draw a card. She has an Owl, which is interesting. So the 2/2 body still stays here, and the Owl is card disadvantage because I get to kill it with my Light's Justice, unless, of course, this 3-drop she's about to play is very impressive. It is a secret. Mages have a new secret, Duplicate, whose effect is put a minion, when a minion dies, put 2 copies of it into your hand. In fact, I will just go ahead and check for that right now. And that is what it is. So the opponent now has 2 Ironbeak Owls, which I don't actually think is that great, really. She could silence my spell damage. I mean, I don't care. That's still card advantage for me because I get to kill the Owl for free with Light's Justice. So Light's Justice being quite the MVP at the moment. Well, I'd say this game's going pretty well. She does have 8 cards. And that's a little bit scary. She could wipe me out with a Flame Strike, but Flame Strike, because she spent her coin last turn, is not coming up for at least 2 more turns. Blizzard would be annoying. It would stop the Drake from attacking, and it would kill off these other 2. That I actually fear more than a Flame Strike, but Blizzard is a rare. Flame Strike's a common, so the most likely mass removal she would have is not going to come down the pike hole for a good long while. Do 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 bitty 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 boo, buddy bitty boo bitty bitty boo bitty do 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 do. All right, so this is pretty sweet. She's gonna kill my Azure Drake with a Frostbolt. And that's just fine, because the Azure Drake gave me a card coming down, and she spent a Frostbolt killing it, so that's just pure card advantage for me. I'm going to go ahead and play the Stranglethorn Tiger. My other option was to add a Golem and a Recruit to the board, or a Golem and a Haunted Creeper, which would have been more total minions, but it would not have actually been more total power and toughness, so I decided to go for the Tiger. Especially because this thing survives against Flame Strikes. At least until turn 9, when she can Flame Strike and ping it. She has 8 cards still. I have 7, 8 if you count my weapon, and board advantage. So really, she's on the back foot here. She's got an impressive hand of cards, but she's definitely behind. Plus, the Hammer of Wrath could be more card advantage for me if I manage to kill something. This is a new card for Naxxramas. It is a very strong card, the Spectral Knight, because it's a 4/6 for 5, which is just 1 stat point off from what you'd expect a 5-mana neutral minion to be, and it can't be targeted by spells or hero powers. That makes it really difficult to get rid of. Luckily, I drew a very strong top deck. The Argent Protector here is rather amazing. So I can just kill this guy rather efficiently, play a Golem, and I'm going to play the Haunted Creeper instead of my Recruit. The reason for that is now is when I'm expecting mass removal. And it just sucks to use mass removal against the Haunted Creeper, because the 1/2 becomes 2/1/1, which is actually worse for you. So now Flame Strike's very ineffective. The Tiger, the Golem, and then the Spiders all live. She just doesn't gain anything from it. Alright, so she's got the... Oh yes, right, she has all these owls. Chooses to get the Golem instead of the Spiders, which is an interesting choice. And it looks like she's actually setting up for a Flame Strike on a future turn. That seems to be what she's doing. Well, if that's so, then that's so. Let's go ahead, Hammer of Wrath, get a card for our troubles. I will get another card for our troubles. And I could kill this owl with my weapon, but I'm pretty sure there's a Flame Strike coming. So I'm going to actually save that weapon. Kill the 2/2, put a Recruit out, and then swing at her face. Now the reason I did this again is because I really just sensed that she was gearing up for a Flame Strike with how she froze this Tiger, damaging it, and silenced my Golem. So I feel like a Flame Strike's coming up now, but that'll be her entire turn. I'll still get 2 Spiders. I'll be able to knock it down to 9 health and repopulate with this engine. No, I was wrong! She does not have a Flame Strike, not have a Blizzard, not have a Frost Nova. Well, now she's screwed. There's just too much power here for her to deal with. And wow, congratulations, your other Ironbeak Owl goes down the pike. That was definitely not the most impressive illustration of Duplicate. I'm not saying it's a bad card, but it definitely wasn't that impressive here. It was underwhelming, or perhaps just whelming, depending on how you look at things. So a rather easy game to kick things off, but again, when the mage doesn't play any fireballs, polymorphs, cones of cold, blizzards, or flame strike, and all that she has for removal is a single frostbolt, you really can't give yourself too much credit for how things went down. Alright, so that's a good start, especially because I've been away for a while and I was worried about being rusty. I think I played that relatively well. It feels good. I don't feel weird. The only thing that feels weird is having 800 gold, or 8,800 gold. That feels very weird indeed. So I was up to almost 12,000. Of course, then I paid for the Naxxramas expansion with all my gold. And really, who cares about the gold at 8,800 when you have a complete set? There is just nothing to do other than continue to buy entry tickets to arenas. And even if I got 0 gold in every single arena, I would have a long time to waste. The one promising thing is that Blizzard said somewhere a while back, I don't know how many months ago it was, they said that they were going to... okay. Shoot. They said they were going to be able to make expansions more frequently. This is something that they were heavily criticized for, is that they just took way too long to make Naxxramas. They said they were going to be able to make expansions more frequently, so it's possible that Blizzard will start cranking out expansions at such a rate that the gold I have will actually be useful again. Alright, so the question here is, do you play an ooze, forfeiting the ability to destroy a weapon later? I think the answer is yes, you do, actually, over the recruit, because now any 2-drop he plays, I can just put the Arch Protector down, play the ooze, put it on the ooze, and then just kill whatever minion got dropped. There are some things you could do, like, you know, coin Deathlord, the 2/8 with taunt from Naxxramas, or something weird like that I wouldn't be able to deal with, but I don't know, seems like it's worth it, especially because he might not even have a True Silver for all I know. And even if he does, it might not be an opportune time for me to play the ooze in response. I feel like the tempo was worth it. I've lost a few games, actually, because I held the ooze in my hand, and then I regretted it. So I'm trying to avoid making that mistake. Alright, so we'll kill this recruit, obviously. But I don't see any particular reason to put a Divine Shield on this guy, so we'll just make a recruit and pass the turn. I could do the Argent Protector Blessing of Might combo, or next turn I could just play the Ascension Shield Master, which is a very strong follow-up. Now the main concern I have is he still has his coin, so he could now coin into a strong 4-drop of his own, like a Chillwind Yeti. Yeah, those are still good. Now actually, if he played a Yeti, I wouldn't be too badly off. I could Blessing of Might and Divine Shield and kill the Yeti off. But then of course Consecration would kill everything I have. Alright, he's just going to keep it simple, keep it safe, play the Acolyte. Now, we got a couple of options here. So, I could, of course, play the Sen'jin and let the Sen'jin hold off the Acolyte. The problem with this plan is if he buffs it with the Blessing of Kings, I'm just going to be in a hell of a lot of trouble. The other option is I can play the Argent Protector, put it on the Ooze, kill the Acolyte, let him have his card. I'm going to play a Loot Hoarder. Everything dies to Consecration, but at least the Loot Hoarder would give me back my card. Then I could play the Azure Drake. You know what? Just don't let Paladins keep creatures. I'm just going to keep on following that motto. And maybe I won't even play the Loot Hoarder. Let's just actually just make a recruit. So a Consecration kills everything now. But that would be his entire turn. And then I repopulate with a Spiteful Smith, which is a nightmare for Paladins to deal with when they have an empty board. So I'll be down cards, but, you know, 2 of the things that died were recruits, which are not cards. Not quite, really. And I'll have a 4/6. Okay, no, none of that's happening. He's just playing a Stoneskin Gargoyle. And, okay. Definitely not Avenge, but this could be a Noble Sacrifice. That's still the other, you know, main Paladin secret. So let's flush the Noble Sacrifice out with the Recruit. Okay, it's not that. It might actually be a Redemption. That's something that would actually make sense to play in this situation. Have this thing come back with 1 health, but I can actually just Brute Force kill it. So I don't see a reason to pop Blessing of Might here. Let's just kill this thing off. See if it is a redemption. It is a redemption. I don't think that was the greatest use of redemption, to be honest, because it comes back with only 1 health, so now it just dies. And I could play the Azure Drake, but I'd actually rather play the Spiteful Smith, and the reason for that simply is the Spiteful Smith is 2 extra health, and that's worth more to me than a card. I actually have enough cards to play. The Sen'jin's good. Sen'jin plus Haunted Creepers are pretty good turn 6. I don't think I need the extra card of the Drake. I'd rather get the health. He has 8 cards. I have 8 as well. He's not really behind at the moment. Card-wise, but he is starting to slip behind on the board, especially because we got a 4/6 to deal with as a Paladin, which is very difficult. Now, he could, of course, play an Aldor Peacekeeper, but I do have Blessing of Might to basically restore the Aldor Peacekeeper. Or to negate that Aldor Peacekeeper's effect. Does he have a 1-mana minion here? He needs something good. He's got a Secret. Okay. So, this is a nuisance, for sure. Stormwind Champion would have been good, but I don't have enough mana for it. Well, I think the sensible thing to do here is to check for Noble Sacrifice, like this. It's not Noble Sacrifice. Okay. Is it another Redemption? It is another Redemption. Oh, no, it's an Avenge. Oh my gosh, I forgot about Avenge. Oh my god. I just totally forgot about Avenge. Whoops! Well, yeah, so that's Avenge in action, folks. It's not a bad secret. So, now we're going to have to pop the Blessing of Might, I think. I'm just going to pop the Blessing of Might. Kill this thing off. 5 mana. I'm just going to use my mana as efficiently as I can and play the Drake. So I've got a pair of 4/4s. He's got 6 cards to my 7. I'm about to drop a Stormwind Champion. I'm still doing good here. Still doing good. Although that Avenge caught me off guard and it really shouldn't have. Now he's got a True Silver Champion here. I'm glad I played that Ooze though. I'm still glad I played that Ooze. Now what does he think is more dangerous? Spell damage or the weapon enrage? I think he made the correct choice there with the spell damage. I think he did indeed. So he got to recruit out. Now this is actually kind of annoying. I could play the Stormwind Champion, but the problem is the 1 damage on the recruit and the 4 damage of True Silver will actually kill my Spiteful Smith, even with the Stormwind Champion's health. So what I'm going to do instead is kill this recruit. Don't let Paladins keep creatures. play Ascension and a Golem. So we're getting some very high quality, durable creatures here. True Silver is looking pretty stupid at the moment, and I can now angle up to play a Stormwind Champion the following turn. Now, I could have played this guy just to have a 6/6, but I'd rather have 5 power and 8 toughness than 6 power and 6 toughness, especially because these guys are split up across 2 cards. Alright, he's doing his annoying shenanigans here. These guys are extremely irritating. Does he have another secret? Doubt it. Another revenge here would be very ruinous for me, I have to say. So I can kill this Yeti off by running in with the Senjin to pop the shield. And then I was going to say Stormwind Champion on the Spiteful Smith would have given it the 5 power needed to kill the Yeti. My god, he's actually hanging on for dear life. I thought, I just keep thinking I'm going to put him away, but he keeps on hanging on. Now this is a good break for me. Very good break that he has Elven Archer, which is just junk. Also, what is he doing? What is he doing? Okay, this is a huge mistake. This he might have actually been able to come back this game, but he Elven Archered my Golem for apparently no reason, and then let my Senjin survive? Oh my lord. Well, that's just fine. I'm not going to complain about that. Let's think. Do I just play the Stormwind Champion here, or is it worth it to pop a pair of Hammer of Wraths? Stormwind Champion does not actually help me kill that Yeti, unfortunately. It doesn't help me kill that Yeti at all. However, I could just leave the Yeti be. Stormwind Champion, this makes it a 2/4. Kill that. Kill that. Yeah, I'm going to play the Stormwind Champion. So now we can kill this thing. Kill that thing. The Senjin should be dead. I mean, I think I'd still be doing really well, even if he had killed the Senjin with the Elven Archer, but the fact that he didn't kill it is just boggling, and really makes it trivial for me to win now. So with him only having 2 cards, there's just no hope. Blessed Champion, I mean, it doesn't matter. So he's got an 8/5 of Divine Shield, but that'll only carry you so far. And he's out of cards. So he kills this engine that should have already been dead the previous turn. A pair of Hammer of Wrath will take care of this thing, and then the Farseer is just completely immaterial. Alright, good times. Good times had by all. So let's Hammer of Wrath the Yeti. I can't kill him here, can I? No, I cannot. Argent Protector is actually another way I could deal with this, and I think I'm just going to do it. So we'll preserve, I think, the Golem. I'd say the Spiteful Smith, taking a Humility, has already done its job. So we kill the Yeti, we kill that, swing for 6, and I'll make a recruit. Actually, this is greedy making this recruit here. I should have just played Loot Hoarder. Or even the Creeper. Basically, I have so many cards, I should have just used a real card. And not tried to, you know, penny pinch my way with these Silver Hand recruits. Okay, well anyway, this game is pretty much over. Okay, yeah, that's all cute and good. He should really concede. What is this? 6 plus 8 is 14. 14, yeah. So always look for the win, kids. Always look for the win. We have the kill now. No need to kill off his minions, tempting as that is. Badonk, 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 badonk. And normally this is where I'd be pausing the video, telling you to like, subscribe, and come back soon for the rest of the games, but no, this time we are plodding onwards. Not plotting. We're having too much fun, I think, for that to really be called plotting. We are continuing in the onward direction with this run. Oh, I'm above 8,900. If I get that other daily quest and get a pretty good reward, I'll be over 9,000. A joke that I did not actually know about until some people used it on this channel, and when I expressed my cluelessness, they were really shocked and helped address my horrific gap in cultural knowledge. Yeah, it's lucky. Lucky that I get to go over 9,000 2 times in one lifetime. Thank you, Naxxramas. That is the truly greatest thing that you have given me. Alright, we're going through quite the variety tour. Started off with a mage, then a paladin, now we're doing a hunter. Hunters, of course, are very annoying now in ranked. Everybody's a hunter with the stupid new mad scientist, secret, whatever, Savannah High main junk mid-range deck. I saw the spotlight of it on Force's channel. The deck does seem very good. Luckily, though, we're in the arena, so, you know, probably not going to be that good. I mean, sorry, what am I talking about? Hunters are a very good class in the arena. Hunters are a very good class in the arena, but it's probably not going to be as good as the Hunter rank deck. I don't see Hunters being particularly more annoying in the arena than they used to be. But who knows, I could be wrong. So we dropped the best 2-drop in the game. And next turn, I'd like to play a 3-drop. I do have a lot of 3-drops in this deck, but I have not drawn one. So we'll be playing the Creepers or the Loot Hoarders. Not actually sure which one's better. Just on an empty board type of situation. They both have their merits. The Loot Hoarder, he might not want to play things. Then the Loot Hoarder comes in, gets a card. But I'm going to go for the Creeper. I can't exactly tell you why. Other than that's what my instinct suggests. Maybe it's because of the Explosive Trap, I'll get Spiders back. Maybe it's because I'm playing around multi-shot. Haunted Creeper's a very good foil against. What's his face? Explosive Shot, multi-shot. Seems like just a lot of Hunter removal. It's pretty good. I would have liked the Hunters, or the Harvest Golem last time. Okay, we got a couple of different options here. One option is I can enrage my guy against his warrior, and then pop my Spider to get 2 new Spiders. That would leave me with mana free. I need to squash this guy. That would leave me with mana free to add a golem to my board. The other option is I could Hammer of Wrath, which gives me card advantage. And it doesn't put too much stuff on the board in case he's holding on to Unleash the Hounds. I think there's very few targets for Hammer of Wrath better than this guy. So in fact, I will just go ahead and kill it. Now you might say, Papa Boris, why didn't you enrage your guy first? Well, I don't want this thing to be at 1 health. I don't want it to die to Explosive Trap. So now we can play a multi-shot. Had I played the Loot Hoarder, my minions would just die and I'd get a card, but having played the Spiders, I'd be left with a couple of 1/1s, which could be useful. It's got a secret. What is that secret likely to be? You know, it's really difficult to say because neither Explosive Shot nor Freezing Trap are particularly good here. Let's assume it's a Freezing Trap. What would I rather have back in my hand? You know, honestly, it's the Berserker because I like the idea of these Spiders dying to a trap and then, popping out the 2 1/1s. So I'm going to actually go ahead and attack with the Berserker. Okay, it's neither Explosive nor Freezing Trap nor Misdirection. So that really narrows it down. Hunters were the only class that has secrets to not get a secret as their new card. So there's no extra secrets in the repertoire. This is probably a Snipe. Wait, in fact, no, it could be a Snake Trap. It could be a Snake Trap, but it's probably a Snipe. So I could play Spiteful Smith and let that drop to 2 health. I could play the Golem and let it get damaged, but I'm actually going to play the Loot Hoarder. I think this is the best foil for a Snipe because you get your card back. Okay, so he indeed has a Snipe. My Loot Hoarder dies, I get a card. This is card advantage because he spent a card to kill my Loot Hoarder. The Loot Hoarder replaced itself. I've got my Cavalcade of Harvest Golems. So now Unleash the Hounds with a Buzzard would give him 3 cards, but I've got a pretty good board to deal with that. And I can start trying to pound away some damage. I've got 5 total damage out here. I can also play Frost Elemental. So the ideal situation is if he plays anything really big. Okay, this is actually perfect. So he played a really big minion. This is slow to get started. And we're going to just freeze it while adding a 5/5 to the board. I'm not going to get greedy and enrage my Berserker because then it would die to Hounds. A single Hound, as opposed to now where it eats up 3 of the little puppies. And freezing this is good enough. Now I've got really good board presence. He pretty much has to have Buzzard Hounds here. And something like a Timberwolf, or else I really just don't see him coming back. Maybe if he plays really great minions, he could come back just by minion power. I don't know, though. He's getting really close to dead. I mean, my issue is I have a lot of minions in my head. I don't have any answers, so it's possible that there's something I haven't thought of that he could play that would just let him catch back up, but I don't really know. So he's going to track. Oh, okay, wow. It looks like the newbies are back now that Naxxramas is released. I remember, like, leading up to Naxxramas, it seemed like the quality of play was pretty solid, and you'd expect arena players to get better over time, but I'm here at 2-0, and somebody just played tracking after spending 5 of their 6 mana to drop a Fen Creeper. I mean, who knows what he could have gotten. That might have been better than that. Well, anyway, here I have to cash out my either my Spider or my Golem. I'm going to cash out the Golem for the reason that in case he does have Unleash the Hounds, this way, you know, I'm not adding an extra minion to the table. I will, in fact, play the Death Lord here. Let's hold off this Gurubashi Berserker. And the question is, do I dare put out more minions? We'll put out 1 more minion. If it weren't a Hunter, I would have put out 2 more. The goal, like a Recruit and one of these guys. But since I'm playing against a Hunter, you know, I don't want to give him an extra dog. He has played tracking, so if he was trying to assemble an Unleash the Hounds combo, he's probably done so. Alright, here's one problem with my choosing to use the Golem instead of the Spiders. The fact is now that the Spider will die to the if this is Explosive Trap, and so will the Damage Golem, whereas otherwise the Damage Golem would have lived. Okay, so he gets this nice guy. He's actually starting to hang on here. My Frost Elemental will die to the explosive trap that this probably is. Boy, can I get some... Oh, that's good. So now we'll attack with the Golem, see if this is an explosive trap. It looks like it. It's an explosive trap. So a lot of my stuff dies. Well, not a lot. Just my Frost Elemental, my Spider. But I still have a lot of damage coming through here. This Berserker, best 2-drop in the game, motherfuckers, just got enraged and dealt extra damage. And you know what? We're just going to go for it here. Just going to hit him in the face. He's got a lot of stuff that he has to kill. And all I need to do is hit him with my weapon. So he has to clear my board and taunt. I mean, it's possible, but hard. Very, very hard. What could he do? I mean, he could play Hounds. Well, Hounds wouldn't give him all 7 dogs because he's already got 2 minions out here. So he'd only get 5 dogs for the Hounds. Most he could get is 6 if he killed off... Yeah, no, he's going to get 5 Hounds if he plays Unleash the Hounds. 4 if he plays a Buzzard first. Although he's got plenty of cards. I don't think he can afford to spend 2 mana just to get more cards. So, Hounds, use the Spectral Knight or the Gurbashi to kill my Death Lord. Of course, then his board will be filled with Hounds, so he won't get the extra minion. Okay, so I didn't place my minions very well. I should not have had these 2 minions touching each other. He gets an Infiltrator, which... Okay, so now he can only get 4 Hounds, which is what he's going to get anyway. Alright, fair enough. So he gets 4 Hounds with his last 3 mana. Alright, is this a Defender of Argus? Because if it is, he might actually win. Ah, it's Houndmaster. If he had a Defender of Argus, he actually would have been able to hang on because these guys would have had taunt. I might not have been able to get through the damage that I needed. I would have had to rely on getting my other Hammer of Wrath or my Consecration to be able to directly kill him. And he hits me in the face for fun, I guess. I'm going to be a little bit douchey, and I'm going to play this because I have a daily quest for it. So we'll just kill him now, but I did want to get that progress on the daily quest. Alright, folks. I think we will have time for 1 or 2 more games, depending on how they go. But so far, my opponents have all pretty much, other than the mage, made pretty bad mistakes. There was the Paladin who didn't kill the Senjin with the Elven Archer, and then there was that Hunter who... I actually forget what he did, but he did something silly. Did he do something silly? Am I just making it up? I feel like he did something very silly. Anyway, he didn't play any good cards or put up much of a fight, so I've had a pretty easy run so far. Which is kind of good in a way, because with this game having been out for over a year, if you count the closed beta, you know, you'd expect by this point the arena pool to be very, very strong. If you know, all the new bad people were dropping out of it, only the good people would be left. But the fact that there are weak players here shows that, you know, people are still playing in the arena, even if they're not very good, or new people are coming in, both of which are good things. So this could have been, I think, a Frostwolf Warlord. I'm pretty glad it's not. We're now ready to kill any 2 toughness minion he might drop early on. I could even put a Divine Shield on this and get the kill that way. Now here, I don't think it would make sense to attack with the Infiltrator and play the Reinforcement, because then the Infiltrator would just die to his hero ability. I could, of course, put a Divine Shield on it and swing. I think I'm going to do that. So this, compared to a Reinforcement, has an extra power and an extra toughness, which sometimes matters a lot. And now this guy won't die to Shapeshift, so I think it'd be difficult for a Druid to deal with this efficiently. This is a pretty fast start. Got a Golem to power it up, to follow it up, so I'm looking pretty good. Alright, so Loot Hoarder is a really good drop. It makes me regret not playing a Reinforcement, because that would have been the perfect way of dealing with this Loot Hoarder. However, as it is, we will take our hits. So what happens here is the following. He just essentially cycled for a card with the Loot Hoarder while getting rid of my Divine Shield. Now he can Shapeshift, kill the Infiltrator, and go up a card. But then he'd be falling pretty far behind on tempo. He most likely has a 3-drop he wants to play here, so I think there's actually an above-average chance the Infiltrator is going to get to live, and indeed it does. Now this Grizzly Foe Shizzly is looking pretty good here. I don't really want to use Blessing of Might to kill it. Luckily, Hammer of Wrath arrives just in time. So now I go up a card, kill off his Grizzly Foe Shizzly, and swing for 6 damage, actually, which is a lot of damage to be swinging with on turn 4. That was a really good top deck, though. I think if I hadn't had such a good answer to his Grizzly, then I would have been in some trouble there. I would have had to probably throw the Infiltrator and the Protector. I don't think using Blessing of Might would have been worth it there. So is he going to Claw here, perhaps, or Coin Shapeshift? Okay, so he decides that it's worth it to Coin Shapeshift to kill off the Infiltrator. I've got these 2 power minions. Oh, no! He does not kill the Infiltrator. He plays Mark of the Wild. Well, it works out pretty well. Like with Blessing of Might, I can only get up to 5 damage. But this is 2 cards in one basket, so I don't really mind using a couple of cards myself to kill it. So yeah, we'll put the Blessing of Might on this. I don't really want to pop the Golem because then it'll just die to swipe. So we will run in there, swing with the Golem. And I think I will elect here to play the Creeper and the Ooze. These guys will have 2 toughness, so I'm not particularly vulnerable to swipe or Starfall because this explodes back into 2 spiders. And I've got 6 power on the board, a pretty good life advantage, and the cards are fine. He's got 6 cards to my 5. Okay, well, I'm about to go down card, unfortunately, because of this engine being a very good drop at the moment. So I will do this and this to get past this engine, swing at him. And I'm actually going to play a pair of Golems rather than the 1 Tiger. I just want to have a really sturdy board, and I'm gambling that he's going to run at a good drop. So he had that Grizzly that was really good for him. He had the Questing Adventure that was good, Senjin that was good. That was 3 big taunt minions in a row. I'm gambling he's going to run out, and then once I can start just pounding on 5 damage per turn, he's going to be in a little bit of trouble. Everything is very durable, so if he's holding swipes and starfalls, he can just choke on those, because none of his removal is really good in this situation. I've also got the Tiger, which is a pretty big body and is also hard to remove. So these are the compensating factors for the fact that he does have a hand of 6 cards. I mean, I have 5 cards, about to draw my 6th, so it's not like I'm down on cards, but, you know, he's got the element of surprise, as it were. I don't know what he's holding over there, so it could be really impressive stuff. Does he have another Mark of the Wild or something? No, just a Spellbreaker. So he's been playing 3 toughness minions all day in response to my 2 power minions, but that's okay. So we'll just keep on trucking, and I'm going to ignore his stuff right here. There's a risk that he plays a Defender of Argus or something, but honestly I have to take that risk because if I were to throw stuff at this, the trades would be so inefficient that I would just end up falling too far behind. Now I'm going to try to burn him out. Maybe this Tiger gets 1 lucky swing in there. I get a True Silver Champion, finish him off, who knows. I've still got the Golem and the Spiders, which are pretty durable. Although, of course, he could like kill the Spider, have the Spiders pop out, and then swipe to kill off the Spiders in 1 swoop, leaving him with 3 mana to put down a taunt or something. I mean, yes, I'm vulnerable. There are definitely cards you could have that would really cause me some problems. Okay, he decides to Mark of the Wild, making a Chillwind Yeti with taunt and enrage. Not bad. Not bad at all. I hope I don't have to use my Tiger to kill this thing, because it's going to get enraged right now, so I don't want... The Tiger will then die if it has to attack into it. It's going to claw for 3 damage. That will kill off the Harvest Golem with the help of Shapeshift. Well, that's actually... This is already far better than I could have hoped, because now it looks like I am going to be able to kill off the Samani Berserker without having to sacrifice my Tiger. And then I am going to get to attack him down to 6 health, which is very perilous for him, with me having a Hammer of Wrath, a True Silver Champion, and a Consecration still to be drawn. Oh wait, no, I don't get to kill this thing. Oh jeez. Well, another good top deck saves me. So we will do this. This. Let's kill that thing off. So I'm a little bit vulnerable to swipe. And all my cards are on the table. Okay, he concedes. So it's been just a little under 40 minutes. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. It's been just a little under 40 minutes in the making of this video, so we will do one more game. So this will go a little bit longer than 40. Somewhere up to 50. 45 or 50 is kind of what I'm shooting for the time of these videos. It's a little bit longer than the people with short attention spans and not quite long enough for the people who like the long videos, so it's kind of a rough spot, I guess. But I think making the videos any shorter would be counterproductive. There wouldn't be enough continuous action. And making them longer, I think I'd lose some people, but I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, this will be the last game of the video for those of you who want to duck out early. Alright, we're up against another mage. This is the first different class. We had mage, paladin, hunter, druid, and then that's 4 classes that we went with before we got a repeat of mage. I'm going to play Light's Justice, not going to attack with it. I'm risking an ooze, of course, here, but whatever. You have to risk something no matter what you do when you play this game. Here comes the coin, and... is it actually an ooze? It's an Amani Berserker, the best 2-drop in the game. Well, that is kind of unfortunate, because now I can't really play a recruit. If I play a recruit, she gets it enraged, and then I still can't even kill it. So I could play Novice Engineer to get a card, Don't even want to do that. Man, this, see, this is the best 2-drop in the game, ladies and gentlemen. I can't even play my Novice Engineer right now. So, a little bit unlucky that I didn't get any playable 2-drop. Ooze myself would have been really great there. I have to just pass. And she's actually going to go balls to the walls aggressive. Generally, I don't think this is the right play in the arena. However, you know, it could pay off if she has a really good burn deck. She's getting 10 damage dealt to me on turn 3. So that's sort of the payoff, is she got 10 damage on my face, and now she can try to burn me out. The disadvantage is that she's... wow. Okay, I think that was actually a mistake. So the reason is I think she should have done 5 damage to me, got me down to 20, and then crazily alchemisted to make this safe. I don't know, that seems like it would have been smarter to me. Well, here we go, we'll play the Sen'jin. And the Mana Worm, of course, is a very dangerous creature, so I will kill that. I'm not going to kill the Crazed Alchemist. She could enrage her guy and then kill my Sen'jin with him. If so, then so be it. That'll at least be half of her mana, and hopefully she won't have anything good with the rest of her mana. Man, this Imani Berserker is just ruining my life. It's, it really makes a big difference if she had that to play on turn 1 with the coin. Big difference indeed. Alright, so she's going to get me down to 20 damage anyway. I have to decide between playing Hammer of Wrath or playing more minions. Well, the Hammer of Wrath will let me clear her board. More minions, though, might give me some badly needed presence. I'm actually going to go for the Novice Engineer here. I need board presence. I think if I just casually hammer here, I will lose. I can't afford to hit that Berserker with my weapon, though. I think the time has passed for that. So I'm just going to start hitting her in the face. Because 20 health against a mage with really no life gain. I never got one of the Justice guys. I shouldn't really try to go into the lower teens against a mage. This game is definitely going badly. There's no question about that. Wow, she hits the golem. Does she have a Cone of Cold here? Mad Bomber. Well, could have been better, could have been worse. Unfortunately, it got my most valuable creature. But the good news is I can still kill this Mad Bomber. So, all things considered, that could have been a whole lot worse. So, let's think here. Do I use this or Hammer of Wrath? Let's save the Hammer of Wrath. We'll just kill it with my golem. Play the Raider, which is a 3/3 for 2. A little bit of efficiency there. Play Creeper and a Recruit. So Master Removal is not that big of a deal here because the Creeper respawns and the Recruit isn't a real card. I'd just be losing this guy. Didn't want to play the Frost Elemental because it would have wasted the ability, and it also would not have set me up as well for the Stormwind Champion, which I can play next turn. So I'm really riding high in the Stormwind Champion. Unfortunately, being against a mage means not only that me being at 20 health here is a real problem, but it also means that I, what's his face? There are 2 cards that can kill a Stormwind Champion for her. So 4/6. If I play Stormwind Champion, I have a 4/4 and a 2/3. It's actually not that effective. I will play the Frost Elemental, I think. And ignore the Twilight Drake for the time being. I'll keep the weapon in my hand because there's no pressing reason to use it. I might have to waste it if I get a True Silver Champion, but that's fine. I'll take that risk. So hopefully if she has Fireball or Polymorph, this will be a sufficient bait, so then my Stormwind Champion will be safer. Then, of course, I still have the Twilight Drake to deal with, so that's rough. It's a hard knock life for us. Instead of treated, we get tricked. Instead of kisses, we get kicked. That's kind of how this game is going. Never ended up with any silence in this deck. I don't think I was ever offered it, though. Now with all the death rattle in the world, I think you do need to value science more highly than before. Ew, that's gross. So now we have a real problem. A real problem indeed. This guy is going to die to the Abomination. Oh my gosh. So let's think very carefully. I could use the Light's Justice to hit this and that, but that's, you know what, that would be taking 6 damage. I can't afford to do that. Unfortunately, because of this Abomination, my Frost Elemental will die when it attacks the Drake. Alright, well, we'll just play the Stormwind Champion then. So we'll kill this thing off. Everything takes damage. Can't kill the Drake. Can't afford to not kill it. So we'll kill it off. And then I wish I could play another minion, but I cannot. A Recruit there would have really hit the spot. Well, let's see if this thing lives a turn if I get lucky. Then I can drop these guys down and they'd be getting buffed. Card-wise, she has 6 to my 6. I'm not in that bad of shape. If she pings the spider, that'd be great news. It means there's no flame strike. Okay, she's got the Worgen. And a mercenary. Ah, that mercenary is a really credible threat. I might have to throw my Stormwind Champion at it, depending on what happens. Oh my god! Well, I cannot complain about my top decks. Can't complain about the top decks in this game, so we'll do that easily. Hammer of Wrath. This bitch. I should have done that first. Always draw cards first, but realistically, there was nothing that was going to make me not do that. And let's think. So, I could put a defensive shield on this thing, but it would still get killed by Flame Strike. She could just ping off the defensive shield. And then Flame Strike after that. So what I'm going to do instead is a bit of an odd move. I'm going to actually kill this thing. And I'm going to put a defensive shield on the Outdoor Peacekeeper. So the thinking here is that if she Flame Strikes now, my spiders repop and this guy lives. Well, no, she can pop this and then Flame Strike. Actually, it doesn't really matter. You know what? This was dumb. There was no reason for me to do this. Everything still has except for my 2 spiders, and she has the Flame Strike. Okay. That was a misplay. I should have not played the Argent Protector until after she Flame Strike, so I just threw that guy away for no reason. That was silly. Well, anyway, we'll do this. Play the Tiger, which survives Flame Strike, this which survives Flame Strike, and this which is not a card. Notice I'm spacing out, so the 1/1s are in the middle, making Cone of Cold less effective. And card-wise, I'm doing okay. She still has just 5 cards, and our health totals are comparable. I should not have thrown away the Argent Protector, though. That's a 2/2 that is dead that has no reason to be dead. I should have just made a recruit or something. Okay, so she pings off one of my Spectral Spiders. Fun fact, these are not beasts. These are not beasts, so they do not trigger any beast synergies. Watch out for that, please. Just a really good drop. This is a pretty amazing follow-up, because I have to deal with it, unfortunately. I have no choice but to deal with it. And see, Argent Protector would have been good here. It would have let my Tiger survive. Let's think. 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. I could race with her, I guess. Could race her out. She can get me down to 12, and then a pair of fireballs will kill me. Is there really a reason to do that? I don't think so. Alright, so here's what we'll do. I will run that in there. Use my final tick against that Cobra. Play a Spiteful Smith. I'm just going to play the whole shaboom, shabong, shaboodle. And I'm going to swing at her face. So now... Oh god, I still left myself open to the double fireball finish. Whoops, I needed to kill this guy. Okay, because I hit the Cobra with my face, so I wasn't saving any life by doing that. That was very silly. If I lose to 2 fireballs, I'll have only myself to blame. But technically, she has 5 cards to my 5, except 4 of hers are in her hand, whereas all mine are on the board. So she has the element of surprise and uncertainty, but card-wise, I'm actually in better shape. I have the advantage. She has to respond to my stuff. Does she have another Flame Strike? No, she doesn't have another Flame Strike. She has a Stormwind Champion, which is perfect. Unless she had a Sun Free Protector to give these guys taunt. But now I can just ignore her stuff while she has to kill all of my stuff. So bonkety, 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 and Consecration top decked for the kill. Makes this a pretty good inaugural video, I have to say. Have to say. Alright folks, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Do please like and or subscribe if you liked the video and are excited for more, because more is on its way. I'll see you again soon. Take care.